Okay.
Okay, we are being recorded. This is Jennifer Nisanoff. It is 10:59, close enough, and I call this meeting to order. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's do roll call. Jennifer Nisanoff, Safety and Security.
Ed Chakowski, Safety and Security.
Rich Glover, Safety and Security. Ed Hedges,
Okay.
PPAC Liaison.
Marty McIntyre, Reno Drive, DPAC member.
CC Haas,
I'll come back and
Committee.
catch them.
Jay Gann, Safety and Security Committee.
Paul Flores, Gateway Services, Public Works Director. Joseph Carter, I'm the Managing Director for Wiser Security Services.
And
Harry Dragon, PPCS.
William Zimmerman, just put an application in, joined this committee, so.
Oh,
Myself.
nice to meet you.
Patricia Zimmerman, related, also a member of PPAC.
Okay. Oh, I think we got you before. Okay, anybody on the line? Doesn't look, are you? Oh,
No,
that's
there's
the
no one.
reading. Okay, I didn't know
Yes,
who
there's no one.
RN was. Okay. Public comment. We have one submittal. Oh, there you are. You're hiding. Yes, Marty.
So I see you have an agenda item for the speed hump. You know, when are we gonna declare victory and stop spending money on this? We've already got a chevron painted on the pavement. There were two signs, one on either side of the street, warning you that you're coming up to it. What more do you need? What more do we need to spend money on? We don't need to spend any more money on reflective paint and everything else. I mean, when are people gonna learn how to drive? That's all I have to say. I think we should be done with it and declare victory and move on.
Okay, we've got it on the agenda, so we will talk about it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other public comments? Okay. Approval of minutes. Does anyone have any comment about the minutes? Any corrections, issues?
There was one down where at the very end. Where about me and signs. I was gonna put an agenda item for
Oh, thank you.
Aviano.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, usually every line item is numbered. This is a little different.
Oh, on the number 10.
Okay.
A request an agenda item for the next meeting regarding signs. This, the agenda item was regarding the Aviano signage.
Okay,
specifying, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll make that correction to specify it, Aviano.
thank you. Anything else?
While we're talking about minutes, can I just, another procedural question, relative to the informal minutes that I prepare? I noticed on, what's that system? SharePoint.
SharePoint.
There's reference to Paul having edited the document that I prepared 3 times on the 14th and once on the 15th, and Jen having edited it on the 16th. I compared it exactly to the original. I see no changes other than somebody added color to a couple of the headings.
I didn't make any changes. I looked at it.
It says
But I
make
never-
changes. That's what SharePoint.
I know, I'm
says.
just telling
No,
you.
but I'm telling you, that
Yeah.
SharePoint system, you know, I love technology.
Yeah.
Two, just to look.
Yeah,
And then it said, they say my changes.
yeah. it's-
What changes?
Yeah.
Yes, committee members, just to clarify, I'm Paul Flores, Gateway Services. I just kind of highlighted some of the things that actionable items that I had to follow up on.
Okay.
I did not make any material changes. I do not change the verbiage of the minutes. It was, you know, I won't do that again.
No, do it
Yeah.
again. That's fine. I just need to understand what the
Yes.
changes were. That's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually when you make changes, though, it will annotate
Down.
Uh-huh.
and tell you what the change actually was. So it'll be interesting to see if your changes came up that way.
They came up as colored section headings.
okay.
That's the headings, yellow and green
Yes,
colors.
yes.
Okay.
Just-
Yeah,
One
weird.
was for go and one was to take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
No. So, yeah,
What's
yes.
really count?
Okay, I just needed to understand it
Sure.
because I didn't see any actual changes.
Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
And if I could ask one more procedural change regarding the minute, is that when you make a motion, if you could just state your name, and then whoever does the second, state your name as a second, so that for the minute taker, to make it an easier process to notate who made the motions.
Okay.
We would appreciate that.
Anything else? Okay. I have one, do I have a motion to accept the minutes with one change?
I motion.
And you are?
The minutes, Rich Glover.
Thank you.
As written with the exception of the change.
Okay. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it. Jake Ann.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Unanimous. All right. Financial report. I don't know that we had one. Did we?
Do not see the financial report
Okay.
attached to the agenda. I do apologize.
That's okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it somewhere. Okay, before we get into the project status, I just want to make a couple of comments. We started a number of months ago, this whole concept of quick hits for things that were between 3 and 5 minutes. And I like the fact that some of the items that were in there have their own agenda items, because it's very clear that some of those discussions are going to take more than 3 to 5 minutes. So what I've done on the quick hits, since we don't talk to each other because we can't, I submitted my quick hits. And then what I did is I went through on my own and said, okay, this is agenda item 4I or something. So when we go through the quick hits at any rate, I'm just going to note, here's where it is in the agenda. Let's hold off, not talk about it till we get to the agenda item, because then we can get through the quick hits quickly
Okay.
and et cetera. Okay, hope that made a little bit of sense. So let's go to quick hits. Number one, and I've numbered them. Last time I remember telling you that I was going to start numbering them so it would be easier to find on our lists. The first one is the speed hump, but that's item 8E. So I'd like to propose moving that down to 8E. The second one is FPL lighting project. Do we have any updates on where we are?
Nothing since the last meeting.
Yes, I just need to clarify, regarding the $108,000 PO for the removal of the existing light poles. There was a question regarding whether those funds and that purchase order will be rolled over to next fiscal year, because that work will occur in the springtime. And the answer is yes. I did speak with Laura and she did clarify that any PO, purchase order pertaining to this particular project will roll over and a new PO will be issued. So that money will be encumbered and dedicated for those purposes.
Okay, terrific. Now, do we have confirmation? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is there, I'm sorry, Ed, is there a question?
It will have to come out of next year's budget.
Yeah, but it'll roll over from this year.
It doesn't, it might go into the reserves. But it just doesn't roll over.
Okay, I think,
It may be a semantics.
right, and Laura, I'll ask Laura to join us in regards to the video camera item on the agenda. Maybe we could clarify that with her at that time.
Okay.
But that's how it was explained to me.
Do we know if that contract's been signed yet? Because last time, if I recall, we weren't sure that it had been signed and the signature was going to be the catalyst for a bunch of other activity. Does anyone know?
Chelsea was going to sign it when she got back, but she was.
I'll follow up with Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, any other? Oh, let me turn this off. Sorry. Anything else on FPL lighting? Okay, terrific. The next item is traffic studies. That's going to be item 7B, number 1. So we'll postpone that. Sidewalk drainage. And I actually had included some pictures on that, but I don't know that they made it into the package. Did
Yes, they did.
Oh, okay, I guess I decided not to print them. This is something, oh, and JP apologizes for not being here. He's had something come up at the last minute. And, you know, it
Yeah.
was more important, so. These are, oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Jay Gann, I looked at those and they don't have a date and a time. Cause I was looking around too, and it looks like that was probably a couple hours after the rain. Cause I went through after the rains the next day and didn't see any water on sidewalks.
Okay.
But
All
that's,
right,
is that
so-
what he's talking about, the water?
Yeah, the accumulation of water.
Right there, that's a
you can
good
see
thing.
there in this particular photo.
Okay,
I am happy to report to the committee that all of these were addressed by the maintenance department, so those flumes
Okay.
have been installed, so the list that JP provided have been completed, along with other ones that we had identified.
okay.
Okay,
Interesting,
I
okay.
had understood from our last meeting, we all named which of us would handle different neighborhoods. I have some what's that thing, SharePoint, that I did for the Casella neighborhood. So they've been, but I haven't seen them, you know, they're not being addressed today, but I did them like the evening after a big rain.
Okay.
So
they
they're
just-
they're on SharePoint.
Okay, going forward, I think that's great, thank you, but maybe we need to also let Georgia know so that she can put them into the agenda package.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fill out a
Yeah.
ticket.
Huh?
If we fill out a ticket, see it, click it.
See, click fix?
No, I mean,
Ticket for what?
I misunderstood then our assignment. I thought our assignment as board members was to just go observe and then we
It was.
talk about
It
what we
was.
thought, which ones really, I almost believe that the ones I put in show that we really don't have a problem in Casella. I mean, that's to me what it really showed. But in terms of action,
No,
it's more of a review process now.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To clarify, so we did investigate these particular ones that JP had provided. And at that point in time, we determined that it was worthwhile to install the flumes. There is an investigation process, and now that I have better direction from the committee and I guess clarification as far as what the process should be, then we'll follow that moving forward. I do
Okay.
apologize.
That's okay. Is there any way we can get a list of all the flumes that have been put in and like the time they or date, whichever they were put in? Because I walk around Prado all the time. In fact, this morning we were walking around and there are a bunch of areas. They're just terrible, and there's a flume there.
Without that, we'll get you a list and when
Okay.
they were installed.
So I'm just wondering if they were the original ones, the new ones, because we were constantly walking out into the street because it just wasn't safe to walk on the sidewalks. Okay, that'd help me. Okay. Anything else on sidewalk drainage?
I didn't see any in Azura, Solero, Marina area.
Okay. And I had Matarita and I have to admit I was out of town most of the time, so I didn't get a
I
chance
looked
to
at
go
Marina
look.
too and didn't see anything.
I mean, the real key is how long should you wait?
Yeah.
For it's raining to
Mhm.
look,
Mm-hmm,
because when it's raining, a lot of the water comes down the side yards, goes across the sidewalks, it looks like there's a problem. 2-3 hours after it quits raining, it's all drained and it's fine. So there, I think there's got to be some guidance on what is
That's a
a
good
problem
point.
from a water standing.
And from the perspective of Public Works, our guidance is over 2 hours.
That's
Once
not
it's,
very long.
yeah,
That's
it's not very long,
long.
but it's over 2 hours, kind of what we kind of determined. I mean, we're amenable to increase that hours, that time, but after 2 hours after the rain has stopped, we continue, we'll inspect and review and investigate. And there's still a high accumulation of water, then we deem that as to be a safety issue. So if there's anything different,
Depending on the criteria, you might as well pave the whole grass between the sidewalk and the.
Yeah.
And the better, so.
And sometimes it's still draining 2 hours later after the rain from between the houses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd seen.
And we can increase that. I mean, that's. And.
Well-
Understandably, we agree, we do not want to be adding concrete between sidewalks and edge of pavement. That's not the intent.
I think we also still need to go back and determine whether this is working or not, because I don't know that we've actually determined it was working. As I mentioned, in Prado, I'm not sure it's working. But then I don't know when all these, I mean, we had a good rain yesterday, and this morning it's still kind of a slippery mess, to be honest.
I'd like to share the ones that were recently done from JP's list. After the rain, after installation and after some heavy rains, we have noticed that it improved the accumulation of water wasn't there any longer.
Okay.
So it did make some improvements.
It'd be interesting to find out where they made improvements and where they didn't, and what the characteristics are, because
Right.
going back to what Ed is saying, maybe that'd help us get some guidance on when does it actually work and which ones should we actually be doing, and
We'll follow up on that.
okay, because some are working and they still aren't.
We'll do, you
So
know,
we'll learn.
yeah, we'll conduct a further study to see, is it working, is it not, timing of them, you know,
The
give,
time,
you know, the time from rains and try to gauge, is this a really productive endeavor or project for the
Right.
community?
Okay, that'd be wonderful. And then just one more thing, do we want to just stop doing flumes until we do a little bit more of this work? Is that what we're saying?
Sounds reasonable.
Anybody have a problem with that? Okay, so maybe
We will cease.
Okay. we'll learn. Okay. Number 5, Gatehouse Wiser, incident and rover reports, timely and complete distribution.
Yeah, what do you want to know about it?
We're not getting distribution of the incident reports and the daily rover reports.
Okay, if
And so-
there's no incident, then it won't be distributed
Well,
unless you
that's-
want the guard to say there were no incidents that took place. The daily activity reports, we're still working with Dwelling Live to figure out how those get sent out.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're talking past each other. These are the rover reports that come out when the rover goes and they do a check, they have like checkpoints throughout
Yes.
the development and what have you. It's not a dwelling life situation.
Okay, so just the rover reports,
Just the rover report.
those also, if there's nothing to report, Gabriel doesn't send them out.
Okay,
Unless you want that to change, we can add that to the daily, say, hey, you know, if you were on patrol and
Yeah.
nothing happened and you didn't notice anything, then by all means, just send in
Yes.
something that says nothing happened.
I think that's what we'd like to see, at
Okay,
least
no
for a
problem.
while, because then we can feel more comfortable that it's all looking pretty good.
Yeah, no problem at all.
Okay, I
I did
understand that
actually
incident report.
discuss that with Chelsea and Laura, the last meeting that I had with them. And they are working up a new form
Okay,
for it to be more easily read and filled out.
okay,
I have not heard back from them on it yet, but I will follow up.
okay, terrific, thank you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Rick
Yeah.
Glover, I had asked a couple of weeks ago of Gabriel Green to send us the summary of the incident with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And he assured me that he would send it to me. I never got it. I saw him 2 days ago. He said that he was going to send it. I still haven't received it. Has anyone seen that summary on the outcomes or the action plan?
No, I haven't.
So I've not seen that. I mean, I was told I'm supposed to be receiving them. If not, then I'll cease.
Is this with the kids riding the bikes?
Yeah, and come through the gates and
So it's been reported at the Board of Supervisors meeting that is with the Fort Myers Police Department.
okay.
That's what was reported at the Board of Supervisors.
When Gabriel talked to the officer that arrived, when they were actually tearing up the golf course, the police said, don't interact with them at all, because just observe and report. That's
Right.
what we're here for. We don't have any arrest authority. We can't really
Correct.
do anything about it other than say, hey, get off my lawn. Sorry for being a little funny with it, but
No, but that's,
that's really, our hands are tied. We can really just
Right.
report it to the police, which they do. And then the police, it's at their discretion if they respond or not.
I understand all of that, but we as the committee are not going to receive some kind of summary on where this is. including-
That would be included on the report that she was talking about, the incident report.
I've never seen.
We,
Okay.
we may or may not have one.
Maybe we need.
But maybe you can check.
Need that in the chief of CDD. Because Ed Tinkle reported out at the board of supervisors meeting that they know who all the kids are.
Right.
They've identified who they all are, and those with the Fort Myers police.
Okay.
I won't get it.
Do you want P-PAC to request a report out on that?
Well, I just know that they, in our procedures, I was told that,
Do you want Lynn to say anything in front of everyone before he goes? I don't know, introduce.
Oh, well, to be honest, he's on the agenda for next month.
He's on next month. Okay. I thought
Yeah.
it was this week.
We won't be here next month, though. We're gonna be gone for 2 months.
Do we have,
Oh, okay.
do we have
Yeah, we don't have
Summary or anything?
no, because,
an application?
the GSCDD has an application. Georgia told me that we ran out of room on the agenda, would I want, and, and it was gonna be done next month.
Okay, so they, all right, so they didn't share it.
They
Okay,
have not shared it. I have not seen it. I'm sorry?
Days ago.
okay,
Okay,
The voucher
well,
form.
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
I'm
hears.
sorry. I don't know what to say exactly.
What I can say is that I applied because I have, as I explained earlier, I'm a retired attorney. I was a trial attorney and I did specialize in workers' compensation, representing employers, insurers. Before that, I worked for a state agency. I also was in private practice doing criminal work as well as personal injury work. I served in the military. I was in special operations for 20 years, doing security work with them, rotating Europe, some other places. So that's kind of my background. I have an interest in security. I'm kind of a rules guy. Drives me nuts when people run stop signs.
Oh, yeah.
And the best one you
We got a job for you.
seeing somebody go through a red light on tree line. Hold up, stop, hold it right through.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm a safety oriented guy and my wife will testify that we have little arguments about no rolling stops, don't do California stops.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my background.
Okay.
I have an interest. I said that we were kind of snowbirds. We were about 10 months out of the year and we have a second home in the West Coast where we go to get out of heat, humidity, and hopefully avoid hurricanes. So anyway,
Thank
I
you.
have another commitment in about 20 minutes.
Okay, well, thank
So
you.
I'm sorry I have to leave, but anyway.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, anything else on number 5? Nope, okay. Aviano and Ravenna signage is item number 8B, number 4. Azura and Cypress Grove is 8B, number 1. FMPD patrols, item 7B, number 2 and number 6. Striping on Prado, items 8B and, number 2, 8B, number 2. Pressure cleaning, project number 10. Everybody said that they would go out and take a look at the front entrance. And because it's all been pressure cleaned, with the GSCDD equipment. What do y'all think?
I think it's fine.
It's cool.
Well,
Thank you.
if they did
wow.
this area or not,
That's a good question.
Hmm,
that's when you head out. It's been there for a month or two.
and where is that?
Heading out to Treating.
Okay, thank you. That helps me.
So,
And what is that?
So, want to pass
so
it around?
pass it around.
Is that for the clean?
No, that's been there a long time before.
And it's still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Never been touched. You probably have to use a environmentally friendly degreaser for that.
Was that part done? I saw them actually doing a lot of it, but I don't remember them actually doing past the guardhouse toward the,
Yes, this particular
was.
spot has a major oil spill. We tried our best, without
Right.
using really heavy, solution to try to, remove that oil stain.
see it?
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gosh, I was watching while they were cleaning it. Good where they were cleaning.
Oh, geez.
Couldn't see
But
that.
if I could, if you don't mind, Jay, can I have that? And then I'll bring this back to the team and we'll see if there's something else we
Okay.
can try to,
Oh, okay.
try to remove that large oil stain on the papers.
Other than that, did it look okay? No. Everybody else? Okay, excellent. So we're ready to roll out using it on pavers within the neighborhood, well, within the development where it's a safety issue, correct?
You have
Okay.
any idea what it's gonna cost?
It's, the cost is water, basically, correct?
No, it's labor.
And it's labor, right?
Well, okay, opportunity cost, yes.
Labor.
It's gonna be a charge. So I mean, I think when you think about some of these things, you need to think about what the cost is gonna be and evaluate the cost.
Yeah, it's an opportunity cost because they could be doing something else.
But we have one person assigned to Pelican Preserve. Right, that's a full-time equivalent.
And how is that time being used?
Well,
It's the tracker that comes out and it came
there
out
were
yesterday.
4 or 5 people out there when you're being the. So that's, those 4 or 5 people are being charged.
Right.
Pelican Preserve.
Okay, but the question I
We
would,
have one full-time equivalent assigned.
okay, so the relevant question to that is how, I'm sure it's probably Paul who manages that one person's time. Is that time being fully used for us that we are paying for?
Yes, to answer that question, we're dedicating I believe it's 2 personnel, 40 hours a week is my understanding. The reason, so we are documenting and it's dedicated solely to Pelican Preserve. No other purposes, nothing outside of the community here. To answer the gentleman's question or the concern regarding the 4 personnel, when you're pressure washing and there's a lot of traffic, there's a MOT that's required. And because of that, and safety reasons, because we did have a close call where a resident was leaving and almost struck one of our employees. You have to have flaggers to identify and notify the driver to stop and yield and be careful to the workers crewmen that are doing the pressure washing. So that did eat up some of the time, I'll be honest with you, but that was required on the basis of safety.
When I look at the tracker, there are many days that there isn't a notation. So to me, I assumed it was like full-time equivalents. And so there might be 4 people doing it one day, but there's some days that nobody's doing anything.
I was looking at, that's what I was,
Yeah.
that's where I was going with that. And does it maybe total 40 hours?
And what tasks
Yeah.
then? Who's assigning them?
It-
How's it?
The tasks are all listed out on the tracker. Yeah,
Okay.
So is there any further details that the committee would like to see in the tracker or the spreadsheet that would kind of support or provide the information that you're wanting to see?
I know
Just
that's
going up
basically
generally,
run by the
okay.
3 chairman and Bob and Peggy.
The priorities,
They get
yeah.
together and set priorities, but.
right.
I'm just saying that if you start a program to power wash all the pavers in the neighborhood, it's gonna,
Well,
what priority is that compared to all the other work that might be there? And that's a fair, you're allocating a lot of financial resources to that project.
right. I don't know that it's all the pavers. The agreement that we made is if it would be just like the sidewalks, cleaning sidewalks, it would be based on, is it safety or not? Well, hold on. And I agree that it's a priority call. So we didn't do anything for a while because the priority was the monuments, painting the monuments. Since that completed, we have not had a meeting to really set priorities. Every now and then we all collaborate on email. But that, I haven't asked for any priorities recently.
What's the safety issue with the pavers?
Well, the only one that's come up so far is mold, to be honest. So
Mold all over the place.
I know, I'm just telling you,
Every gutter has mold. I'm just,
it's something we're gonna have to talk about in a little bit.
I
Yeah,
think it was
absolutely.
aesthetics at the entrance.
People felt, yeah, that's.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Aesthetics at the entrance.
Oh, aesthetics at the entrance, yeah.
At the entrance. But when you come in, Pelican Preserve, they just needed to be clean.
And so then each neighborhood wants that for their entrance. But then you're getting into where, and I'm president of an organization, so I think maybe it should not be the realm of this committee. I think each community, but even though we don't own that particularly, if it's against the greater, what we're budgeted for for as often it gets done, we all do a power washing every year. What would it cost to add the
I
tiles?
mean,
To the
thing we ran into with
neighborhoods.
Sidewalks was they started power washing everything, even neighborhoods, in every place in this country. The sidewalks in front of your property are the residents' responsibility. And so,
Except for here.
well, it has always been that way here, I think, and then they bought this power washer and started. I mean, the main ones on the boulevards that are in the common areas that don't abut residential property,
Mhm.
that's one thing. And that's kind of what it finally got limited to. So you kind of have the same thing is if you start doing it, power washing from a mold perspective, you know, you've got the pavers at the entrances to all the neighborhoods. You've got the gutters in all the neighborhoods that have
worst.
you know, where do you stop?
Yeah.
And I think you gotta be very careful of the slippery slope, because,
No pun
you know,
intended.
there's certain things that the individual neighborhood should be responsible for. And it's never been real clear cut, and, you know, as the community ages, we need to think about those. Because we have some individuals around here that they want the area in front of their residence pristine, and they think somebody else should take care of it, other than that.
Any other thoughts?
And any requests on that really need to be screened. Highly screened. Because you'll get a request in from somebody that's just got a little dirt at the end of a corner driveway, you know, it's not. I mean, that's not valid.
One other thing is that, you know, I think when we started discussing this, it was basically decided that it would be a lot less expensive community-wise to do all of those entrances at once, rather than, you know,
Some
Rena
economy of scale.
does one and then everybody pays for their own. It's gonna be more
Yeah,
net dollars than having to. But I agree with Ed too, that I don't think that it is a slippery kind of thing. I could see us spending an awful lot of money on this project ongoing. And where's the stop?
Well, we had made a motion a couple meetings ago, I don't remember which meeting it was, to say if it was a safety issue, we would do it, otherwise it was the neighborhood. It sounds like some people are saying, well, maybe we want to revisit that a little bit.
Well, that's a defined safety. Because
That's a tough one.
my view of what's really a safety issue
Yeah,
may not be yours,
we don't stand on ceremony.
and vice versa.
No. Okay. Do we want to talk, we may not have time today to define safety. Do we want to go and think about that and bring back our thoughts for the next meeting and put something on the agenda to have an open discussion about how do we define safety relative
What's the criteria for
to
using?
criteria for safety? Yes, exactly. Relative to pavers. Do we just want to do pavers for this? Because we also started opening up sidewalks here in our discussion. This,
I mean, it's been clear, I think why toy with something, it's been clear since I've been involved with Casella, that the one sidewalk on the pond side of the street belongs to Gateway. And unless it's a a dangerous situation, we pay to get it power washed every year. And we accept that.
okay.
And most communities, I believe, do. So I wouldn't open up that door.
Right. I tend to agree with you right there. I
Yeah.
think that's it, because it's, I mean, granted, we're calling it safety, but bottom line is it's aesthetics.
It really is.
My
Yeah.
pavers are dirtier than your pavers. I want someone else to pay to clean mine, is what it comes down to. And I think it should be the individual HOAs that are responsible for their paving.
Well, we're mixing pavers and sidewalks here
I was
for a
using
little bit.
sidewalks as an example
Okay,
to help decide this other issue. But
okay,
sidewalks, I think that's the way it's been. I mean, I've been president of that thing for 6 years. That's the way it's been. And
okay.
we accept it.
So what do
I
we,
don't know how our neighborhood is.
yeah. Okay, well, in Prado, I don't think we, well, when I was on the board, we didn't have any money for
Different when you have
paving.
private homes. You get
Yeah.
a different attitude from the owners than you do in condos. I think that also is a factor.
Could be. Yeah, Ed,
I was just gonna say, I mean, you do have the two paver areas at the entrance and at Benito
In the cul-de-sac,
and that. Some of the roundabouts.
roundabouts.
So I mean, based on the labor availability, but that will change at the end of the year. Because right now, in this budget year, you have one FTE. They've told us that next year, it's whatever is needed. So, the whole
budget for
allocation
that.
thing changes. So I don't know how that's gonna really work next year, but as long as there's the one FTE equivalent, yeah, I mean, you could go ahead and just do the main boulevard pavers. You know, and because I think when they used to contract that, that's pretty much all they did was the main boulevard pavers.
Main Boulevard being just the front entrance and what else?
You got
Down
the front-
Pelican?
You got the front entrance, Benito pavers,
Uh-huh,
and then you've got a couple of roundabouts that pavers.
okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure, because,
The other ones go into individual neighborhoods.
oh, okay, so that's where you, that's a demarcation, okay.
I don't,
Well, so we're saying pavers. We want to change our minds on pavers and change that
We
motion,
want to consider
changing it. Okay. Okay. Would everybody please think about that between now and next meeting? We're just going to say pavers for the pavers neighborhood entrances. Is that correct? Who should be responsible for that?
Does this include roundabouts within the neighborhoods as well? Where there are pavers?
Well, we were saying we might want to exclude those. That's why I was very specific in
Yeah.
how I
I,
worded
I
that.
like, I like your language.
Okay, so it's,
I think there's a clear distinct, fairly good delineation between what's on the boulevard travel ways entrance.
Yeah,
and the
your entrance,
Roundabout
right.
versus the entrances to the neighborhoods.
okay,
Okay,
all right.
okay.
So that's for next meeting. All right. Anything else on pressure cleaning? All right, next thing is kids entering Pelican Preserve and potentially trespassing on golf course. I think we talked about that earlier. Anything else we need to talk about? Okay. Gates at front entrance. Our gates are old, have significant issues, including wiring, and are now end of life. And I know you had
Yes.
a meeting yesterday.
Yes, so yesterday I met with Hands Free. And they did we walked through the gate system just to get an idea of what's involved as far as replacement. As Chairwoman has mentioned, the gate system currently is obsolete, difficult to find parts. And we're going to be challenged to continue maintain that system. So what he provided, there are several options, and I think it's going to probably take more than just this meeting to talk about it.
Sure.
Besides, it was just the first vendor that I met. I will continue to seek out additional quotes and get more feedback. But the system right now is basically they're lift masters, gate arms, gate systems, which they're very durable. The new systems have breakaway arms. They'll notify the guard once it's struck. The approximate cost is about $7,200 per arm system. So in total, there's 7 arms that are at the entrance to Pelican Preserve. On the entryway for residents, there is an arm that is supposed to be an entrapment to prevent somebody from tailgating a resident from going in. That has been off since May. And that's something that the committee will have to decide whether do we reinstall that arm and that system, or do we just exclude that from the vote? There are other higher, there's more technology that's available. There are other options, but it's going to be more expensive. Supposed to kind of give you an idea. There was also a mention by Hands-Free about software. If I know currently the community uses Dwelling Live, that there are a special that would be able to change that to Checkpoint. Now, the district, I don't believe would be involved with that, but that's just something that can be taken into consideration. So that's kind of the summary that I have. Does anybody have any additional questions or any sort of direction as far as what options or what things is the committee looking into or would like to entertain and consider?
Well, I have a question about the quote, the 7,200 per arm. Does that include all the associated conduit and wiring and what have you?
That's an excellent question because we did discuss about possibility of having to rewire those arms. Currently, some of the conduit has been exposed, and there's some. I'm fearful that there's water intrusion into those conduits that may make those wires not viable as far as putting new
Well,
systems and using the same old wires.
I almost think we need to replace them because recent repair was because rodents had gotten in and chewed up the wires. So I don't know. I'm voting for, let's see what it would cost at any rate to replace because that stuff's
The whole
old.
thing.
I looked at
Look at
the,
options.
Yeah.
One to look at, for definite.
Right. And then
when
we
we
can
got
decide.
notified that it was at the end of life, I went out and looked, and it appeared like the current gates were the lowest duty gate that they provided. They had like 3 levels of gates.
Mhm.
I think we ought to look at, replace it, put in the highest duty gate, because we've got so much traffic now compared to when those gates were first put in.
Mhm.
We've at least doubled in size of Pelican and that, and some of it is just wear and tear and amount of times they have to go up and down. So if the new system has multiple levels of duty for, like commercial parking lots, I think was the highest duty or something, we really need to be looking at that and probably replacing all the wiring infrastructure and everything as well. That's one thing we noticed on the streetlights, even though it was in conduit and little handholds, the wiring wasn't really underground rated wiring, so it was just kind of normal building wiring. So over time, it doesn't hold up, which is part of the problem with the street lighting that issues that we've had. So we probably have the same issue with all the gate technology where it's.
Can I ask a question about the multiple levels? Do they have criteria on, this is good if you have X number of entry and exits versus this number versus some other number?
I didn't look at it that
Okay.
close, and at the time I looked, the new systems weren't out there.
Okay,
Their
understand.
new
All right.
capabilities weren't there, but I just know there were like residential gates, and then there were higher duty for commercial parking garages and things like.
Yeah, I was
That's
just
right.
wondering if there was a volume.
Yeah.
Okay,
probably
thanks.
is.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
Just a question with regard to the second gate, the catch one, when you're entering. Are there any statistics or wiser reports as to what the experience has been with how often that breaks? Is it people just misbehaving that causes it to malfunction? What are the statistics just generally in the industry as to whether or not that serves a real purpose?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the entrapment?
Yes.
We don't have any statistics on it. I can tell you from personal experience, it doesn't really work. People are gonna tailgate, they're gonna piggyback, it doesn't matter.
And they get
You might as well
confused.
save yourself 2 gates. On the other hand, if you put those in place, you would actually have spare parts to cannibalize on site if you needed to. But, you know, that's a big expense to bear just for parts.
Just the maintenance.
Just
Yeah.
parts.
My understanding is they quit using that tailgate gate, that trap gate, because it was slowing things down too much and.
Yeah.
people
Yes.
back-
Yeah,
I can see that.
I noticed that when it was working.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason that all volume. When it was installed, the community was very small, it worked effectively. Prior to that installation, we didn't have cameras. We weren't capturing everybody that came working now. There was a couple of golf club thefts at the golf club where people would go out on the driving range, leave their clubs from their golf cart. And there was a white Monte Carlo that came in the community, drove directly to the golf course, walked down, collected a bag or two, walked back and left. So that was where a number of years ago that started. How can we stop that? Trap gate was one remedy among many, along with the photography that started it. But it wasn't too long into the process that the volume of people coming in and out got so great that we said, okay, in season, we're not going to use it. This group said all these things. This little background addition.
Thank you, Bob.
The second part, though, is that anything with gates is keep in mind, PPAC is from 10,000 feet now, we're looking at the entrance of the community to see if we can enhance the appearance. Because you got pylons out there, you got bricks, you got. So whatever you choose to do relative to gates in the future, keep that in the back of your mind. Let's not do something that would be discarded in here. So, okay.
And if I could just mention, the rewiring of those gate arms would require removing those pavers temporarily to run that new conduit. So it'd be just a matter of, cost, yes. But it was, when I met with Hans Free, he made that comment. That if we were looking to rewire, it would require removing pavers, or we could bore, but
You might
It's
have to
not-
reuse the conduit, you just.
right.
Well, maybe they can at least tell us about how much. I don't know what it takes for them to do that kind of estimate. I would assume they've done it enough. They can give us a back of the envelope.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and my other question has to do with maintenance contracts. They have the maintenance contract we have for that right now is kind of steep. So can you find out what the maintenance contracts would be like under this new?
What kind of warranties?
Thank you.
Warranties and maintenance contracts.
I assume that comes out at some point, but
Would it be good for Jennifer to assign one person from this committee to work with you on this?
I would support that wholeheartedly because
Okay.
there's a lot of options, a lot of complexities, and of course is trying to determine what direction the committee would like to go.
yeah. So anybody like to volunteer to do that?
Let's vote Tim in and ask him. I mean, Lynn, sorry.
What I could do is come back next month
Yeah.
with more information and
Okay.
then,
I
and
think
get more
it'd be good,
direction.
then.
Yeah, why don't you do that? And we'll just talk about leaders to begin with, because we've got the same people's names on this lead list.
I would
So we need
volunteer,
to-
but I know I'm not gonna be at the next meeting. I'm gonna be out of the country, so.
Okay. Okay, so I'm also gonna have something on there about leaders of projects. And that will be focused on the gates. Okay, anything else? All right, preserve visibility, number 13. It's completed.
It's completed. I emailed the committee. Is there any feedback from the improvements that were made?
Nice job with the mirrors.
Thank you. I will pass that to the
Mirrors,
crew
the
members.
poles.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
This
did
is,
get a inquiry, I'm not sure, I think it went over to the ponds about, an area on the north side requesting additional speed humps or bumps at the, in one area where there's another jog. In that, because there's been some near misses there, and there's 2 or 3 speed humps along the Sienna side there anyway. I think that went to the Ponds Committee, since they're responsible for the path.
I could follow with the Ponds Committee and,
All right, terrific, thanks.
with the record.
I will tell you, speed bumps were put in, they were not put in by Gateway, they were totally unauthorized. They were results, yeah.
Bless you. Okay.
And also, I just want to, update the committee that there was a comment regarding the ADA sign. Sorry.
To slow things down.
Okay.
In the last board meeting, there was a comment regarding the ADA sign on one of the posts. We are trying to identify and find that sign. It was removed,
Oh, okay.
so we're trying to get the status of that.
A part of our inventory, stuff in the preserve. We have an inventory, I thought, of signs and what have you, like the
Pond reserve signs and things like that are in the GIS system.
Yeah.
All the roadway signs are in there.
Okay, I wonder,
Yes, I need to update them.
okay, well, since this is an older one, I'm just wondering if the GIS system can help all identify where that was.
That would be helpful, yes.
Well, one comment on signs in general. It has been a policy of feedback for a number of years that we don't put in 2x4s or 4x4s. We buy the decorative, more expensive black poles. And I noticed that Marty's mirror signs, we have continued to use what was put in there by WCI, but in the future, if we're doing work on that, I would suggest we upgrade those. The poles get rotty and they don't look good.
Okay,
So that's something that,
well, let's consider the cost.
So the
Go back
Ponds
to the,
reported out, they don't even know what happened to the bollards that was removed.
who reported that? I'm sorry.
yes, our team removed them.
So you kept it.
So yes, we have them. If they have to be replaced, we'll put them back.
Cause I asked Doug about where it's located, the
Right.
one that was removed. He said, he didn't know.
But no, our.
Call that
Yeah.
vote of confidence.
That's why they're building him a warehouse. So it's
Yes, that's a lot of stuff, a lot of inventory we're holding, so, but yes, we would find those ballards if needed.
Okay, anything else? All right, let's move on to 7B.
We'll be closing out. Item 13.
Think so? It's completed. Yep. All right.
Okay. Which Glover?
Let's see here, Rich,
Okay.
speed monitoring.
Which forward, the traffic monitoring, we've been monitoring the sector of Missouri because of that line, curve there, pedestrian walkway. From a monitoring perspective, it's amazing, both in the blind and the live study, that we have a total of 4 or 5, we have 5 excessive speeds out of 17,600. So we have.
So it's really not that bad.
We don't have a problem.
Data speaks.
That's on the site side. So it, the other total category is 10 that are high risk.
Yeah, that's,
Over 20 miles an hour.
Rich, why don't you, oh, okay. I just wanted you to define for the committee what is low risk, medium risk.
Of course, absolutely. The,
It's right here.
low risk is, under 10 and over the 30 limit.
Okay.
The high risk is over 20 miles an hour. We had 10 of those and
50.
14 days on the blind and now almost 14 days on the live. And then, of course, the high risks, like I said before, is 10. That's over 20 miles an hour of the speed limit. So.
20 beyond the limit?
Beyond
the limit. Okay, okay.
Yes, and that is for the, oh, I flipped them over here a minute ago. What I was just quoting was actually Pelican Boulevard. Let me back up here. I think this was my reports. Pelican. Let me just finish that. The Cypress Grove in Missouri, the numbers were even more amazing. Only 2 high risk.
Okay.
And 21 medium risk, which means they are over the speed limit, but under 10 miles an hour. So we really don't have a speed problem there. What we do have is people are blowing through that intersection, even at 30 miles an hour, which has in the past caused some risk of. You, an example, somewhere at the bike, you were on a bike. That was that.
That intersection at Pelican Preserve and Trias, people just don't see.
Okay, that was the other side. Okay, that's another topic. We haven't studied there.
So the fire truck doesn't even stop when they're leaving the property at that intersection, okay?
Okay, so, because I know it's limited time, so that was the Cypress Grove, Missouri. No issues there with speed. On Pelican, Missouri, this Boulevard, this one's interesting story. We have, again, less than 10 that are high risk. We had a lot of people going down the boulevard, 245 of 70,600 that are under 20, but over the speed limit. But here's an interesting one. At 4 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis, of that 10, 5 are people that are going at speeds such as. My paper. I'm just gonna go from memory, 60 to 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
So you know, there is a camera. And anytime I have some form of question, I look at the pictures. And this is at night and the light is so bright coming in with that vehicle that I can't see the vehicle. I have ruled out that it's not an ambulance, not a fire truck. So,
Newspaper delivery.
we can only suspect that probably Amazon or some type of delivery, food, beverage, and who knows. So, those 6 of the 10 are those particular whoever's between 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning. In the evening, there's a couple, around 6 o'clock that are, speeding. So the traffic, study, has indicated both on the blind and the live that we don't have a real problem. And that was pleasant finding. Another thing was just for giggles, I was on vacation. I got this serious impact at sign 1 on Cypress Grove, Missouri. So upon investigation, first of all, there was no damage to the sign. It looked like, I was like, oh my God, somebody running into my sign. I'm like, oh. So I had one of my friends who was in town here and, as it turns out, looking at the pictures, if there is a very, very large truck, i.e. that truck that has that huge container that sucks out all the drain pipes and stuff, that truck vibration going by that sign gave it an indication that it might have been damaged or hampered with, because I get those type of things. And
Rich,
About moving.
at 4 or 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you correlate the time with the license plate reader at the front gate?
sure,
Yeah.
Do we have access
that'd
to
be great.
that gate? Do we have access to that?
I didn't even know
license plate
that.
reader?
Yes, we
Yeah.
do. We can identify the
So who
license.
do I talk to about that?
I could look into that.
Okay,
Yeah, I just need, is the details to this?
yeah, it's
And on the
on the
report.
compliance and risk report, it'll give you those numbers, the 5 and the 1, another 1. But the 5 and the 1 are between that 4 and 5 hour on the Pelican Boulevard. And right there by the preserve path.
Yeah, that's.
I would.
But you don't know what day.
Yeah.
I can't say that many vehicles, traffic, that's very person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't you need to know what the date is? I just
Yeah,
see a
yeah,
range
we've
of
got,
dates
we've
here.
got a traffic report with.
Okay.
police, Yeah, I
Terrific.
didn't include all that.
No, that's okay.
TMI,
That's okay, but
sure.
Paul would need it.
Information,
Oh, yeah, I'm just saying that Paul would need that.
but I can touch it up. Yeah, I got it.
Yes, if I have the day, I could,
Date
look at
and
the
time,
camera.
the
Yeah,
exact time.
Yeah.
0403.
yeah.
Oh, 0400 minutes.
You late for work. That's too early for.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maintenance people.
Yeah, so, okay, so, the next item, we redid the, traffic enforcement activity form that the, Fort Myers Police Department used that, provides services for us. They're happy with that, it's a little more clear, because there are some new officers that don't know the history and they just blow one through and they write it down and they send me an email. So we got that squared away. The problem we have here as a gentleman that was an applicant, made a comment about blowing through stop signs. That is the chronic problem we have in this development. There's some oddballs that go down the wrong side of the street. You know, that sort of thing, but the stop signs are the chronic problem here. I mean, some of them aren't even stopped. There's a lieutenant here 2 Saturdays ago, and someone just went. So we went after him and gave him a full citation. And so that's all I can say about that. And of course, if you break it down, it's in the report down there on the bottom line. Where it's autos 61 total visits, golf carts 8, bicycles 4, and 3 other. And of course, you may be aware from the past meeting that there were 2 ladies that came out of the golf course and decided to go up behind the police officer who was already in an active stop. And it upset him so much, he actually gave them a warning and had a conversation with them. I've been talking to Paul and Randy at Gateway. We have written mostly Paul's work, Randy's work. We've written a policy or a public education that's gonna go out in the newsletter that talks about the 6 things that you should be aware of in approaching an officer. 1, and not to mention approach them from behind and give them a bunch of crap when he's at a traffic stop. And so that's gonna be coming out soon.
Okay.
Question on that.
Oh,
I'm sorry. When we talked about it last month, we had suggested that we, rather than have it be only a gateway issuance, that the PPCA be involved in.
Oh, they are.
Okay,
We work together, they work together.
so that would be distributed
and I-
to all owners, not necessarily those that only happen to look at gateways.
And and I talked to Fay and Gateway and Fay.
Okay,
believe
great.
that was a mutual benefit to.
I just want to make sure that got done.
Yes, absolutely. I talked to Fay about it.
Thank you.
Very much, very supportive. So that's that. Oops. I think that is it. Move on with our meeting, I think. Oh, I had a couple questions. I take it maybe from the lighting issues that you're addressing, the lights that were knocked out right there at getting on the 9th of Ibis.
Oh.
That were knocked out, that'll be resolved when they replace the lights. So, because some people
Is
wondered
that
about
one
that.
by the pump house?
Yes,
I thought Daniel had ordered the pole.
Well,
They were waiting on it, was the last I ever.
yes, so the vendor apparently mistakenly did not order that pole. So at this point, we're recommending to hold off for the FPNL project. It would be throwing good money after bad because to install the pole today or anytime soon, and then to have it removed and replaced with the FPNL light next spring, we just don't think it's been beneficial financially.
Yeah, and
So-
I kind of suspected that, but I've been asked numerous times about no lighting on that curve coming around the intersection, and so I thought I'd ask.
Right, so we'll have our contractor terminate the power and try to make that light base or the pedestal safe for the public. But we're gonna hold off on replacing that and wait for that project.
If you can make it safe enough to remove the cones.
Yes, and that's.
Okay, that's where I was going with that.
Yes,
They have all the
that's-
live wires.
Yes, that is the intent.
Two real quick items, and I can include, one is that we are focusing on sharing the shifts of AM, PM. So a lot of the guys come off night duty and then I'm referring to the police officers that do these special watches for. So we're now sharing AM and PM to get diversity, and also really focusing on the areas where a lot of our reports are indicating that Trias, Benito, Pelican Reserve, and Cypress Grove, Korean and Matarita, Villa and Silver Drive. Those 4 areas where they're gonna be focusing a little bit more on, and rotating AM and PM shifts, which is gonna improve, I think, our visibility and awareness and so forth. We had to move a monitor. We had to move a monitor on Cypress and Cypress Grove. And actually where it is now is excellent. I'm getting more pictures and clearer pictures.
Yeah, that's the best place to get.
See my light?
Sometimes I can see license plate, but more often not, I can see.
No, they're in the front. You can't see. If you're Florida, you can't see the license plates.
Oh, then nothing, right.
Yeah.
Which is good because it did catch me and I did slow down, so I think it's an excellent notation for that.
You know, you can actually see how many people slow down when they see it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely decreased.
collect that data.
Live from the blind study, there's definitely a little variance.
Mhm.
And Paul, you're gonna be addressing the flashers on the.
Yes,
sides and all
yes.
that. How do you do that?
Yes, that's another.
Thank you for your time.
Certain options, okay.
Okay. Anything else on this group? All right. Security contract discussions.
Yes. Again, my name is Joseph Carter. I'm the Managing Director for Wider Security. In regards to the stuff that we have already addressed, I'm gonna leave a stack of my cards up front here. If you guys have any issues that come up during the week or anytime that you feel needs to be addressed right away, please call me or email me and I'll take care of it right away. So the security contract. I have recently proposed a 1% rate increase for the guards and a 1.5% increase in the bill rate to get us in compliance with the mandatory minimum wage increase that happens next year. I understand that there is some verbiage in the contract that says that we're locked in until 2027. Unfortunately, that contract, it wasn't written by me. And I honestly, you guys got a heck of a deal out of it, honestly. We're covering way more than we do at any other account. We're at the point where we just can't absorb any more cost. So if there is a wage increase for the guards, we have to pass that on. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if we're told no, I can pretty much guarantee that Mickey Weiser is going to say, okay, well, then they can go back out to bid. I don't want you guys to have to deal with that. The reason why I did the 1% is because it gets us to $15.02 per hour for the guards. That's the minimum wage that's coming up next year. And it's not something that I want to have happen right away. We will implement it when we need to. So you guys have plenty of time to plan and prepare for it. It's just the simple cost of business anymore, especially with mandatory minimum wage issues. It's not a fun part of my job. But I will go to bat for my guards any day of the week. And that's what I'm doing. I told them that I would do this and I'm getting it done for them. If you guys have any questions about it, please reach out to me. I have no problem discussing this further. So at that, thank you for bringing that up because I was looking for it on my phone. I apologize if it looked like I was scrolling on my phone earlier. I was actually looking for this. So the total annual increase, including the extra 40 hours during season, will go up to $4,500 and some change. That puts us much lower than the second lowest bid. I think that we were in there at right around $36,000 less than the second lowest. So this is a drop in the bucket compared to what the other bid was. Any questions?
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, if I could just add,
Sure.
we did review the proposal by Weiser, by the district, and we feel that it is a reasonable request, but it would require an amendment to the contract. So I just kind of wanted to share that with the committee members.
And I just have 2 points. One is cost of living in South Florida for the last year is 3.1%. So I think we need to take that into account. Also, what I did is some research, and when you look at the cost of the same sort, I mean, nothing's apples to apples in terms of what the access control people do for us, but as close as I could figure it out, not being in the business, we're getting a good deal.
I actually have the Department of Labor statistics right here.
Okay, okay.
And I printed out a bunch, so if you guys want to see them, the lowest wage on here for any guard is $16.88 an hour.
Yeah, so we're getting a, yeah.
Yeah, so you guys are getting a smoking deal on this.
And my third thing is, when you look at the numbers that are on here, please remember that's the loaded rate. That is not what the guards make. So when we're talking about the law in Florida, the guards have to make minimum wage. I mean, it's the law. So just want to make sure people realize that that's all going in there. So I just wanted to say a couple of things
You need a
going in there. Yeah, we do. I just wanted, yeah. Any questions or comments before we?
Question, if you prove this, will that then amend the safety and security budget for next year?
Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna mention. I forgot. That it's not on the fiscal year. So it's not, the increase would not be all within fiscal year of 26. So it's actually a little bit less than what you're seeing here. And when I looked at the budget,
But I guess the question would be amending the safety and budget, 26 budget, or will this just be
Something we
an
absorb.
overrun? Potential overrun?
when we did the calculations, it's less than what we have in the budget. Because the budget is actually, I think, 350, if I recall correctly. So for the whole year, even if that was a fiscal year number, it's still less than what we have in
So
the
we
budget.
don't have to take.
Yeah, thank you. I meant to mention that too, and I forgot.
But we do need to amend the contract.
Yes.
To allow for the increase, so.
What you're saying is you'll be able to absorb this in your current budget.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay,
I make a motion. Are we
okay.
ready for,
Yes,
I make a motion that we accept this?
okay. CC first
Vicky Haas,
and
Make
Rich
motion.
second.
Rich Glover.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you for your time and giving us all the information we needed.
What again, 27?
I'll laugh nicely. Typically, we go between 5 and 7% increase every year.
But is that written into the contract?
No, ma'am, that is not.
Contract ends in
and-
27.
This increase will hold out until 2027 when you guys go out to rebid again. At that point, we would give you our best numbers and you guys say yay or nay. That's entirely how the process works, so.
Do you want
Would that be written into the amendment to the contract?
It's already
That
in the
it'll hold
contract.
till then?
Yeah, the amendment to hold out.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was-
we
Do we nail
we
that
can-
down in
Yeah,
lingo?
that wouldn't be a problem at all.
Do you want to say anything about Gabriel?
Gabriel is leaving. He's actually being reassigned to another site. His expertise within dwelling live and a lot of the other stuff that he does put him up for a promotion and a considerable increase in his pay. So we ended up getting a contract out at Wildcat Run, just down the road from the Miramar outlets. And he's going to be the site supervisor at that site. The individual that was selected to take his place, they actually work together at Signal Security, so they have the same level of experience. And his name is Carlos Inturiano, and he is a little green when it comes to supervisory duties. But he has the same mannerisms and professionalism that Gabriel does, so I think that he'll do well out here for you guys.
How do you spell Gabe? Excuse me, Carlos's last name?
Interriano.
Thank you. Was totally wrong. And that's August 1st?
No, October 1st.
So
No, for the change in the guards?
Yes.
Yeah, that's August 1st.
Okay.
So next week.
there was a guy named Jerry that was at the house one day. Is he supervisor at some level?
Jerry Jones,
Well, I know his first name.
he's a flex officer for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything okay with them?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was kind of frazzled because I guess he came at, I guess he had to fill in for somebody or something. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
actually,
introduced myself and when he realized what I was doing with the committee, he was,
okay, yeah, we've actually received a couple of complaints because he's too chatty. Which, I
Yes,
mean,
he was.
a lot of times that's a good thing. You know, when somebody doesn't want to talk to you, you gotta read the room. So he has a difficult time doing that. But he is an excellent, he's an excellent fill-in officer. He has experience with all of our systems that we use across our network. And he has covered for us in my entire district from Bradenton all the way down to Everglades City. So he has gotten around in the security industry, especially with us.
Okay.
Altogether, good guy. Any other questions?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. The next thing on our list is contract for miscellaneous traffic issues and concerns.
Yes, this is something that carried over or originally was discussed in May. I did mention this in last month's meeting that this was coming forward. CPH has drafted 4 different scopes of work for the 4 major issues that were identified back in May. The first is Cypress Grove Boulevard and Azura Drive. The second one is Prado Drive at Astoria Drive, Pelican Preserve Boulevard and Aviano Drive. So those were the 4 takeaways, that 4 issues that relating to traffic that we discussed. And Jay was at a meeting.
Yeah, that was the complaints. We talked about all of them.
Right, so these are the 4, and so what CPH and Justin Breck was unable to attend today, so I'll try to do my best to try to cover these items. But
What's the statement that the task must be under 35 per state statute?
yes, just that prevents us, this would be something that we'd be able to initiate and procure without having to go through the CCNA process. So each of these tasks were below 35,000.
Barely.
What's this?
Yeah, and
So just, and
I'll be honest,
so,
just to kind of figure out to put an extra sign in there.
right, and then I think we kind of touched upon this, I kind of forewarned the committee last month that this was coming. So the first task, if I could get to it.
Which no longer is a problem.
This is,
Yeah, that's,
yeah.
Let me see.
So
bear
that'll
with
be
me, I
easy.
apologize.
what is the
What's the
CCNA
acronym?
process?
What's the acronym mean?
Competitive Consulting Negotiating Act, I believe is CCNA. Basically, it's a competitive procurement process. This is a long agreement here, just bear with me.
Is that because we were going to somebody other than Tetra Tech?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. There's 2.
Page 88, maybe? That's exhibit A, which is
Yes,
task
so this is
1,
task 1.
which we don't need anymore, so I vote we move on.
Okay, so task 1 was $33,495.74.
That's just for the study.
That's just.
That's just, yeah,
study and
This is
looking
for
at
the existing mid-block
Yeah.
crossing at Cypress Grove Boulevard in Missouri.
the sign,
what it includes.
But it's,
That's
Yeah.
just a study.
Yes, the study based upon our discussion on that particular day.
I
so
didn't know
test-
that.
Has
I didn't
two.
read
Do we want to just save time?
Existing single lane roundabouts at Prado Drive and Astoria Drive. This total $34,952.02.
Right under
I
35.
know, but
Okay, so
talking about restriping there.
so
Yeah.
task 3 is existing signage and pavement markings, including hallway stops. And this total $32,383.12.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is task 4, which is existing 2-lane island median separating 2 and 2-way section on Aviano Drive. And this is the scope of work, total $34,946.65.
Gee, they all just happen to be right under 30.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Understand
It's
that.
amazing, isn't it?
I know that, to me, that's high for just figuring out a few of these. Just another sign by the manual to put in, by the
Right.
manual
Well-
of uniform traffic.
And MUTCD, yes.
And did you read what it includes though? I mean, this is a, I don't know how to say it nicely, loaded.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, between site visits and all the presentations and the meetings and the now, I mean,
I thought he was one of your staff.
abbreviated technical memorandum.
Everything else is it.
No, it's a engineering traffic, it's a traffic engineering firm that would be able to do the studies and provide the recommendation as far as what improvements need to be done.
Have you used them before?
I'm
Well, you're relatively.
relatively new. I'm not sure.
Are you? Yeah,
I remember when Chelsea was here, it was the first meeting you were at.
sounded like she knew.
She knew Justin,
Yes.
but he went to a new company. And so she liked Justin. And so I think the impression I got was that we might be able to get cheaper, faster turnaround. That's an impression. She didn't actually say that.
Yeah, I kind of remembered
Yeah.
that she had some.
Knowledge of Justin, yeah. So,
Question. Would it be cheaper to just put up a sign and be done with these
Yeah.
islands
Yeah,
instead of spending $140,000?
I know,
Yeah, who's
I
gonna,
know.
who's gonna get?
oh, yeah.
So you're saying that study is just to, one option be a sign? Well, we know that,
Right.
but we're not gonna be tearing up intersections or
No.
tearing up roads,
When,
all that.
Aviano hasn't changed in 25 years.
I know,
It's
I know.
For very
It's
limited
been
number of
there.
people use it. We spent $30,000 to study it.
Crazy.
Why not?
It was just, somebody brought up the,
right. And I
Point.
thought at one of our previous meetings, we said, well, we did the same kind of thing in Prado. I thought,
They did.
Yeah.
that we were just gonna use Prado as a, model.
Well, the challenge is a little bit with recognizing 2 lanes turning into one at the round.
Oh, no, this is different. This is the one in Prado at the island area. There's a little island area.
By the emergency.
Yeah, by the emergency gate, which looks almost exactly like it.
take a
Yeah.
look at R48.
They were doing that back when I first came here 3 years
Yeah.
ago, so it was before Chelsea. BC.
Yeah, look at R48.
They just worked with a sign company to put up the signs. I'm not even sure they got City of Fort Myers permit.
And that's a beauty.
So,
We're signs.
Yeah, the R48, Rich,
2
Rich, look at R48, when you're in Aviano heading out, got that island. And that sign would just keep directed to the left. I mean, that's one option.
I'm over the alley, taking a tree and a light out, right?
You sign and tell people to go left.
Yeah, well,
Apparently, they really go left or right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
according to Laura Poison.
But one of the cops caught someone going down the wrong side, that got a citation.
Really?
I mean, I got a warning.
Oh,
I don't know where it was, I'd have to look it up.
okay. So I think what we're saying is that this
no.
CPA, I don't think so because we'd need a motion, I think, to move forward on it. I don't know if we need a motion just to say,
From a lack of a motion. Just
Yeah.
table it.
Yeah.
just table it. Okay. Well, number one, we decided earlier today didn't need any work because of the task study, because of the speed study, correct?
Doesn't mean that people are seeing that walkway on the
Yeah.
other side of the
It's a
curve.
visual.
It's a visual thing. So having the lights on that sign
Okay,
would be another warning sign that you're approaching a pedestrian causeway and golf cart.
okay,
So Rich, I think this is what you're referring to?
Yes.
Maybe adding a sign with the LED lights, similar to the golf cart sign that's out there currently today.
so,
But you were saying that those signs need to be replaced anyway because they are out of.
But
You're mixing things.
Yeah.
The motion is on the studies.
yeah, the motion is on,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Talking about a
But we don't,
rectangular
but I think what we said, okay, maybe we can have one discussion, okay. I think what we're saying with the studies is we don't need a motion because we don't want to do the studies. So we're not gonna spend any money, we're not gonna do any work with
No
that.
action.
Okay, so let's put that, we'll put that to bed.
Mhm.
Then what do we want to do with each of these locations? Are we, and I was thinking, now I understand why it's different from what I was thinking, so thank you. I was thinking, oh, we don't even have to talk about number one. But you're saying, yeah, it's a different issue.
Well, it's a positive outcome in that at least it's not a speed related
Okay,
risk, but it is a visual risk. And those signs with the little lights on them is an additional awareness that, be careful here that there is crosswalk.
okay, so your proposal is to change out the sign?
No,
Or to add a
lights,
sign?
light blinkers.
Add
lights.
Just add lights to the sign.
Yeah.
Okay, to me, that was
Like
changing
the
the
golf
sign.
side,
Okay.
the golf has them, there are a couple lights that are out, burned out.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
okay.
fixed. But yeah.
To add lights to an existing sign. So we don't know how much that costs or anything.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, we do.
You do? Oh.
So I did get a quote. It's about a little shy of $1,400. I think it's 1,325
per,
per sign.
we got 3.
So there's 3 multiplied by 3. So if this is something the committee would like to pursue, then I'd like to get a motion for approval to proceed with purchasing these.
$1,400, I think is minimal.
Now, is that on the
Wow.
pedestrian ahead and the pedestrian with arrow and then one on the other side? Is that the 3 you're talking about? If you're gonna put lights around it, are they gonna be flashing or are they just gonna be
They're
lit?
lights. They're
You
the
have
same as a golf.
cars, 3.
So it's not a flashing beacon. It's
No, it's
just,
not, no.
Could we maybe have a list of what signs we're gonna add this to, give us an opportunity to go out and look?
We're not
because-
asking to add signs, I'm asking to add lights.
Well, okay, I'm sorry, add the lights to the signs, my apologies.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the right thing, I may not have said the right thing.
Am I correct?
The lights are within the sign, so
Yes.
it is,
But the signs the signs exist, we're just asking.
He's
for
thinking
lights.
you can just add lights.
Can't do it.
No.
Like, you gotta replace the
Like
sign.
the sign and everything.
it replaces the
And
sign.
that's
$1,400.
And that's 14 a pop.
Yes,
You're not replacing the post.
I'll make that
yes,
motion.
you're replacing the sign,
I'll
Okay,
make a motion.
so
Is electric available?
these would be solar powered. Same as the golf cart,
That's
right, so.
It's good.
do you wanna make a motion?
I would like to make the motion that we, spend the $14 per sign that, includes the lights that are solar powered.
Yeah.
Times 3.
Thanks, 3.
That's great. Okay, that was Rich, anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Again.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? I'm abstaining.
And the 3 sites are, of these 4 sites, it's the Cypress Grove, the Prado, Pistoia, and the Aviana. Is that
No.
correct?
No, we're talking about
And Cypress.
Cypress Grove.
Oh, 3
New
right there.
Athura.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cypress
oh,
Grove,
sorry, I
new
missed,
Athura
okay,
entrance.
got it, I missed that, okay.
okay. All right, so that passed. Fantastic. Then Prado Drive at Pistoia. This is the one where there's a a circle. There's not enough room there for two cars to go around like at the
There's
one near
room,
Marina.
it's still very tight when you're trying to turn.
Yeah.
So
Did you have background for us?
I've got pictures of it.
Oh, okay. Because here, I think we need to determine what we want to do with
Do
it.
that.
Do we want to just leave it? Is there any way we can tell if there's an issue?
Well,
Yeah.
couple comments, I guess. It's probably been there 10 years, but it's been that like that at least probably 10 years, right?
Well, the
You're not-
markings haven't.
No. I mean, of all
Yeah.
all the ones, this is the one that may have the most, in my mind, is the most significant. But to me, if you change any of the lane directions, you're gonna have to have some sort of a study and get approval from the city of Fort Myers traffic on it. But have there been any accidents there at all? And to me, $35,000 to study that intersection is kind of outrageous, but I know, so
There's just a lot of hand signs and things like that, because when two people are coming in, they're one to the right, one to the left, and like.
yeah, but
So something bound to happen.
if there's,
I'm not gonna study there.
I mean, I
study.
I go into that all the time. My brother lives in Prado. I mean, I think people tend to speed on Prado, the long span that's got Casella, one on the right and Ponds on the left. It's an unobstructed area. But I don't think that circle is dangerous at all. I really don't. You're either gonna make the right into Pistoia, you're gonna kind of juggle with whoever's near you and go straight or go around. I don't think it's a problem. And I
I don't think it's.
just don't think it
Yeah.
needs anything.
Because technically it is 25 feet wide,
Yeah,
which
Okay.
is too much.
yeah, it's just an attitude, but yeah, what else is new?
Okay, so are we saying we are just gonna say
Table
table it?
I table it.
Okay.
Questions, could do the same, or just add something else to it.
Pelican Preserve Boulevard.
Not a problem.
I thought this was the one where we had
confused.
stop signs on two sides of the street in some areas and not on other sides.
That's
Okay,
correct.
when I read this, it made it look much wider.
You always
So-
have a stop sign on the median and the right-hand side at the three-way intersection, first one.
Yeah,
All the other stops only has one stop sign, right-hand side.
Well, is it what we currently have compliant with the manual? Because I know there's all kind of different variances in the manual of traffic signs and all that, and exceptions and reasons. I mean, I don't know.
We could maybe take a look at that, but I have to caveat that we are not traffic engineers, so that was the purpose of the study, or getting CPH involved with this issue.
it was also an issue that we brought up independently, correct?
That's
Just because we
correct.
saw an inconsistency.
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Do we think that inconsistency is an issue?
I don't.
I don't.
I agree with you.
Which one has the one in the middle?
The first intersection at Trias and Pelican Preserve.
That's probably because that's when people run most, they probably put the extra sign there.
It's got a stop sign at the median.
Yeah.
And it's got a stop sign at the right-hand side of the road.
Okay,
All the other intersections at Cypress and Pelican only has one stop sign on the right-hand side of the road. When you travel further down, what's the next one? It's got a zero.
No, maybe they added this for golf carts.
Well,
El Bellagio.
they probably put it in because people tend
Yeah.
to blow through it, so thought another sign might help, but
That's got foliage.
if you wanted consistency,
Yeah.
you could take it out.
Yeah,
You know, you should decide, do you want to spend your money on this?
Right.
If it's no, move on.
everyone.
Anybody have an issue with just moving on? Okay, we're gonna table this one too.
I love it.
Okay, Aviano. There was an expectation that this was gonna be done when that street got paved.
It's been that way for 15 years.
Yeah. It has.
Yeah, but we told them we were gonna do it.
No, we told them we we're gonna review it.
Oh, no, look at it.
We told them.
I can go back, but I thought we said we were gonna do it as part of the project. We'll have to go back and look at the notes.
Part of what?
The repaving project.
Yeah, but you can ask them, do you want to spend $35,000 to study it?
Well, we
Yeah,
said
put
we're
in
not
that.
gonna, but remember, we put
Fine.
that aside. What we're talking about right now is how do we want to move forward with it? So do we need to restudy it or do we just do what they did in Prado? What do we want to do? Because I don't know, we can go back and look at, no, excuse me, I'm
Sure.
sorry.
Okay.
I think,
I thought we had
I
made
think
a commitment.
I think the problem is when they did the Prado, people were willing just to work with sign, put up the signs. Now, I think CDD is gonna require you to go through Fort Myers traffic engineering, which is gonna require some sort of a traffic engineer study. Now, you might find somebody to do it cheaper than this, but
That is
you're
correct.
gonna have to go through more of a process than you did on Prado, I think.
To actually change,
Okay.
put up new
CDD
signs.
now.
I would agree that would be the process.
What's the community request?
They want to put up some signs to make it really clear that, which way the traffic goes. And I think it's a two-way issue going around, just like in Prado.
Just put up-
Can we get away with just putting up?
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Just put the-
I mean, why don't we just do
And
it?
if Fort Myers has a problem with it.
Exactly.
They have to.
That's the forgiveness, right? Not permission.
Don't spend $30,000.
I wasn't saying to spend $30,000 on it.
We just need to be clear exactly. I mean, he's got Jay has a scope there, with different signs.
Patricia, were you gonna say something?
There might be more than one sign, one for when you're approaching and one for when you're coming out the other way.
All right.
Still, people just don't understand that. When you go around this
The
island,
stop sign is black for that.
both directions.
Right.
Either side of the island.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you say, okay?
That's just a picture of what they're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So we can just. We can put up a sign.
I'm all for just doing it. I want to make sure we're not breaking the law. So what is?
What's sign?
Proper
It's, it
codes.
is,
I don't know. I mean, you put it
It's-
like this way or?
yeah, I mean.
You have to do a study,
One way
just
to
put up a sign?
go out that way.
We'll have to follow the
So
process.
that makes sense, but actually it is.
Sorry.
ways.
It is.
Well, can we, the signs, share with everybody.
Signs are faced that way as if it's one way that way. There's not. It's odd. I mean,
Well, it's got a yield side on one side for people going on the.
yes.
My experience has been is, it's hard to go around, when you're exiting Albiano, it's hard to go on the right side of the island because all the landscaping trucks are parked there.
That's true,
Ah.
we do.
Oh, that's.
Okay.
Well, I got Fabian to move those trucks up from, wherever it was usually.
This is the Rogers. It's, it's not.
And this is what Aviano looks like?
Oh, this is, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Well,
I live right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Put up a
yeah, I live
sign.
right up the street from there.
Is there an inhibitor for you to do it?
I would only ask that, since it's been this long, allow me, now that I know the direction that you're not going to proceed with this scope of
Yeah.
work and the task by CPH, that allow me to at least look into it, see if City of Fort Myers, and just verify that we're not going against any sort of regulation
Yeah.
or breaking.
Common sense.
Yes, yeah, so if you just allow me one more month, allow me until the next meeting to look into this, and then I can report back. If you've been patient enough for one more month, I think I can. get-
And we're currently in compliance.
Right.
So,
I would make a comment to the community. We'd be happy to do it if you fund the $35,000 study. And you're gonna find out they really don't want it.
Well, we may not need to study either,
I
so.
may not.
Okay, anything else on any of these 4 items? All right. next on our list,
And Madam Chair, if I can just get some clarification.
yes,
When you say tabled it, meaning we're not going to bring back this item, or there's nothing I need to follow up or take action on. This is gonna be the end of this for
CP,
now.
yeah,
For the island, no, yeah.
Right.
right,
Yes,
right,
yes, that's correct. Thank you.
yes.
But you're gonna get
But
that.
you are gonna check. with
Yes,
the
I will
state.
get back to,
Right.
I will
But,
bring back
yeah.
next
Verify.
month the status of what would be required to put the sign
Okay.
on.
So we
Terrific,
do need the agenda item for next.
right,
Yes, yes, it'll be an agenda item for next meeting.
Oh, that would be good, because when I did the sign inventory, there's a few places where we don't have signs. A couple of them come to mind, like the back entrance to Matarita 2, there's not a 15-mile-an-hour sign going into that. There is on Matarita 1, but there's not on Matarita 2. And there's someplace there on Aviano, the golf cart crossing doesn't have golf cart signs. So if we
Think it does.
be nice to know from the city of Fort Myers if there's some simple process that we can go through to put up those signs.
And
And when I did my inventory, it was right after Ian, so things that were, I really need to go back and look to see if they may have been replaced, so. But it'd be nice to know what the formal process we would have to go through for any of these little signs would be, you know.
good point, and I will have more information next month. But yes, and I'll look into the Matarita to 15 mile per hour.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
That'd be good for us to know for the future.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, we have, I don't know, 8C, I guess it is. All right, this is discuss the membership of Mr. Chakowski, who has been absent for 3 successive meetings out of 4 in 1 fiscal year. And we were told that you were going to reapply. We heard right before the meeting that yes, it was just the issue of getting the paperwork over. We have the paperwork over. Well, almost over,
Right.
on its way.
On its way.
Any comments from either Ed or anybody else?
Go ahead, you're right.
Good, glad to be here,
Okay. Well, your term is up,
right?
so we do have one other person applying,
Yeah.
so.
And I spoke with George, and I said, that, I understand that my term is expiring, and I said, I apologize for not getting my application in sooner, but it is what it is. And I iterated to her that if there's someone else that fills my spot and I'm no longer needed, I understand, it's not, no hard feelings. So we're going forward with whatever you decide is what I'll go along with.
Any comments from the team?
You're welcome members to continue. Hopefully your attendance.
It's just, important.
Well, I won't be here next month, but
To be here.
For me, was the only reason we advertised the opening was because we thought that we were gonna take action.
We advertised the opening because the term was up. So I think we have to go
Yeah,
out and
could have reapplied.
solicit for new people.
We
Just
just,
once you get these reports, just whatever your terms up. And this comes up.
we just received the Ed's application just this morning, beginning of the meeting.
Okay. So would you like to keep your application in so that we can review it next month?
certainly.
Okay. Are people okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. So if you could just ask Georgia to put that on with anybody else who might apply, because I know I keep seeing the emails coming out. Or to see who else applies.
So right now
Other than,
we have Lynn and Ed. Okay.
that's all I know about.
Okay.
That's all Georgia's told me, so I don't know.
That's all, as far as I know.
Okay.
So we'll bring that next month for consideration.
So since your term is expired, you won't be able to vote for yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. The next thing is resident survey. This goes back to the Pelican Preserve resident survey that you guys might remember we did. I don't even remember when it was. It was a few months ago. And the PPCA read out on that at a special meeting about, I don't know, now it's been about 2 months maybe. I don't have the exact dates. Anyway, in that survey, there were 2 questions asked about the front gate. And we got some really interesting feedback on that. So I got permission from Chelsea to forward that information to Joe and Gabriel. And when we went through it, we did actually have a meeting. When we went through it, there were really only 2 things in there that were really actionable. I mean, people have concerns about security, meaning it's not a secure secure community. Anybody can get in, the roads are, none of that we can work with Wiser. What we were trying to determine is what were Wiser issues in there that we could work with Wiser on. Okay, everything else has to be done someplace else. They don't, they're worried about speeding, there are a lot of security issues. But again, the scope is what could we do with Wiser to improve the situations? There were 2 items that really came up. One was professionalism of the people at the gate, and the second one all revolved around dwelling live.
What was the last thing?
Dwelling live. So these are all the
Yeah.
issues that keep coming up where people say, I never authorized these people, but I got an email, I got a text, I got a whatever. And so we're trying to determine what's going on there. So we are working with the PPCA, well, really with KW, because that KW does the work with, let me back up. Dwelling Live is owned by, some of you may or may not know this, but the PPCA. It's not owned by Wiser. But Wiser uses it. All the data that goes into that relative to who lives in this development and who are kind of legal residents, whether they are an owner or they're a renter, comes from KW. So I don't know if it was ever proven, but the theory was in one case or 2 cases that the turnover hadn't been done. So whether it was a renter or an owner, it's a little unclear. But there was a change out, it wasn't changed out. And so it, old contacts, I guess, were still there. It's a theory. I'm not sure if this has really happened, but that's why we're really looking at not only the process at the front gate, but we're also getting KW involved to understand what's the process for getting that data updated. And yeah.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt, I just wanted to say something. Wasn't there a major issue relative to the requirements to have a certain amount of data? And that the system doesn't have the ability to support the additional data that is required?
What kind of data?
Wait, what additional thing?
Oh, yeah, the video.
They have to have, in our cover, they have to have on site or accessible data for a certain period of time, 30
Yeah,
days.
I think you're right. That's the camera.
That's the camera.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the camera.
But
That's a
that's
different
not
agenda.
dwelling live.
No, it's not dwelling line.
oh,
You're thinking of a different system.
Okay,
No, that's okay. It
No,
gets a little confusing. There are a lot of systems here.
Jennifer, I struggle because I see a lot of those comments on
Yeah.
Facebook that people let me put in. And I sit there and say, well, we can't keep them out. So how?
yeah.
people
It's
don't
kind of-
understand that.
They
don't.
Yeah.
It's like,
But
I don't know what you can do. If people show up at your door or, that they didn't get a
Didn't get a
call.
it's not that they're showing up at the doors. They're getting emails or texts
Saying what?
saying that people have been allowed to come into the community at your request.
Well, people are also saying that they're not getting those notifications that people.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
with Tony's direction that you can't keep anybody
Okay,
out.
but let me-
you don't
let me
even
finish
have to
my-
Show your,
Let me just finish my little spiel,
Yeah.
and maybe that might help. Because, yeah, you're right. You can't keep people out. They're
Yeah.
public streets. But what we've asked people to do, and they're starting to just do this, is if you have a complaint like that, you have to provide us data that we can actually look at. So what's your text? Give us a copy of the text, give us a copy of the email. And then we'll start looking into it. So for instance, one person did that. We're just starting to get those, because to your point, you don't know how to look at this stuff. Because maybe they just said at the front gate, hey, I'm allowed in, just let me in. We don't know. So people are having problems like this and they're blaming Wiser on this. Maybe it's a dwelling life issue, maybe it's not, but give us the information that we can actually do some research on because, and it's got to be date stamped, et cetera. And so we're working on that with Wiser and they've been really helpful. I'll give you one example. One example, somebody said, I never authorized these people. Well, it turns out those people are on her permanent list. And so they're not going to call you
Of course not.
and let you know that they're coming in. They're on your permanent list. If you don't want somebody on your permanent list, just take them off. It's okay.
Yeah, but
So-
sometimes it gets on the list. They put them on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, why, the guard, Wiser, and March Merchant's permanent. I mean, it had to show
Okay.
up on-
Well, then that's what we.
It was accurate.
Okay.
but-
Well, then that's the kind of stuff we need,
Yeah.
stuff like that happening, we need to understand. Let's say it happens to you. Then what we're gonna start doing is saying, fine, send us the copy of whatever the notification was. And then we can come back and say, okay, well, it's on your permanent list. And then what you can say is, oh, well, I just, I don't want them on my permanent list.
Then-
Okay, let's take them off. When did you put them on? Okay, you thought it was coming off. Well, you asked for it to be permanent. If it's turning out that there's really a problem with dwelling life or the process of like turning over people as they sell, well, then we can try to deal with it. But the dwelling live issue is really becoming unwieldy. So we need to do something
In
about
my
it.
experience, I personally, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I put somebody on if I'm expecting them, some are permanent. I mean, it works. It totally works.
Right.
I personally don't ask to be notified though. And that may be clouding things for some people. But I think in general, and you see it when you read these Facebook, people don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to use the system. They don't ever follow. And,
Well, that's why we're asking people, send us your information. Yes, sir.
What is dwelling live?
That's a system where if you're calling the front gate, well, there are a couple different ways to do it. There's an app actually that you can use. I personally just call the gate. So that's what I'm, I just called gate, never had a problem.
I type them.
There's an app.
I do know what dwelling live.
There's actually.
If you have somebody coming in like a repairman or
Yeah.
something, or a company,
You
you put it
Yeah.
in dwelling live.
I just,
There's
So
an app.
the gate guard will know.
Sure.
I do it all the time.
I mean, you actually calling the front gate or you calling dwelling live?
No,
Dwelling
no,
live.
you just go in and get your account.
I've never
Yeah.
heard of this.
Okay, because what I do, I call dwelling live. I speak on the phone too. I get a
Oh,
recording. or
that's
whatever.
one way, but
And that's dwelling live.
Right.
you,
That's dwelling live. I don't know the front
Okay,
gate.
yeah, but
Okay, one person at a time, please.
It's the
Yeah.
kind of thing that could really benefit a bulletin going out to the community. What is dwelling life? What, are you having any issues with it yourself?
Oh, we don't want to ask the issues question. How about an educational one? Thank you, because we
But
can't keep
how
up with the.
important is it You're saying that you would like information from people who are having problems. How are they gonna get that to you?
I'll tell you, I prefer, and maybe this isn't the right thing to do, because I'm the one who's usually has to run all this stuff down, so maybe I'm being selfish, but, there are people who will send in messages, usually to Faye. Faye forwards them to me, and then we have to do something about it. And we spend a lot of time working on this stuff. And so that's why I don't want to solicit, send us your issues. Because, we don't have the capability of dealing with that, but we don't have the capability of dealing with the volume we have now.
Well, that's.
So-
I misunderstood. I
No, that's
thought you were
okay.
saying that you wanted people who are having problems.
When they
I didn't
call
let
and
you
get,
know.
when they when they send emails in, that's what we ask for. It's
I
not
lived
a
here since
solicitation.
2020 full time,
Uh-huh.
and I didn't know what dwelling live. Is it covered at the new resident? orientation? Because I've gone to them to hand out gateway flyers and I've never heard anybody talk about.
It's supposed to
You
be.
might want to check with Adriana.
I've never heard anybody talk about dwelling live.
Would you like me to check with Adriana? Just
To
make
see if
sure-
it's there, sure.
I'll
It's
do that.
supposed to be,
Okay.
Well, and
but
That's right.
I don't know, I just call.
that kind of.
My
It's
dilemma
on your
is-
checklist. When you move
dwelling
in.
live is a tool that's typically used in a secure neighborhood
Yeah.
for access control. We aren't in a secure neighborhood and that Weiser has to let anybody in. So I even quit putting things in dwelling life, because all they have to do is say, you know, they let them in.
Yeah, but that's harder on your guests. I mean, I don't want my guests to get questioned. That's why I put their name in so that when they show their driver's license. I don't want my guests to be questioned.
But it's kind of a catch-22 with it, because it's set up for managing a secure.
Yeah.
And we're not.
Well, doesn't
Well-
it come from?
No, go ahead. Yeah,
Well,
sure.
doesn't it come from that people believed that this was secure?
Well, they.
Yeah.
But it
That's what
was
the sales
never
agent
that.
told us.
And
Never
so-
That's a whole different
So
story.
part of it is, for some reason, people that have lived here, I've lived here for 15, 12, whatever years. I was presented that this was a secure
We all were.
place, and
3
everybody
years ago, I
was.
was too.
No, so
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
was fed that. And now we're saying, oops, that's not true. You see this arm thing, but it doesn't mean anything. It's like a mirage, because these are public streets. And once you define that, then people can just calm down. It's no difference that if you lived in any place, but yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I think people don't know.
The big picture is probably is inhibited. For the casual person that doesn't know.
That's it. That's all.
It's
I
better
don't
than
think it's
nothing.
worth this much
True.
time.
Okay, we are almost out of time here, folks. Think about
Keep
this.
doing your thing.
Huh?
Keep doing your thing.
Okay, yeah, let's don't rock the boat yet or do anything different. We'll talk about it again next time, because your discussion got my head rolling about, okay, we probably need to do something a little different, like not use dwelling live maybe, and just having everybody call in and don't have permanent lists. I mean, I don't know. So think about it and we'll bring this back up. And let's look here.
Signs.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a few items that we definitely would like to get a motion and
We
approval.
do not have time. And I, for one, need to leave at 1, so. Which one do you need? But what's the most,
The most important one, I would say, is the schedule, which is item I.
okay,
I believe the fiscal year 26. You had approved it
Yep.
in verbally, but we did not get a motion.
oh, okay.
That's
That's an easy one.
That's-
Okay, yeah, okay. And the only difference between this one and the one from last time is that Cece, thank you very much, went and got the rooms because I was called out of town very quickly after our last meeting, didn't have time to do it. So, do I hear a motion to accept the schedule as presented in the agenda package for fiscal year 26? We will be meeting at the same time, same location, with 2 exceptions, November and December, where we're moving it because of the 2 associated holidays.
Right.
And those meetings will be in one, the theater, and one, the Magnolia Room.
Motion made by CC Haas, what she said. And Rich.
And Rich
seconded.
seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Passes unanimously. And I think that's because Georgia needs to publish it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All right. So it seems silly, but really it needs to get published, and so she has to do that. I'm sorry?
We had update on the camera.
So,
Have a plastic
Madam Chair,
taping. Sit up.
is there anything I could do to try to expedite some of these agenda items? Because I do feel like we're running out of time and carrying over the items. I just want to make sure that we're addressing and following up on the agenda items that we're not able to cover today.
Yeah, maybe what we'll do is, since we seem to be following up, we push the same ones off like twice. So let's see, let's ask Georgia to put those top of the agenda next time.
Very first.
Okay,
Would that make sense to everybody? Okay, I understand what you're saying.
yeah,
And we might want to do a little agenda management ahead of time.
right.
So if Georgia wants to work with me, I know we have to do it a week ahead, but maybe a couple days before that. If you'd ask, I'd be happy to sit down with her and go through it, and we could try to prioritize it. If you want to join us,
I would
for,
like.
you know,
because I-
it'd take us like 10
One of the
minutes.
things that they do at the supervisors meeting.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the meeting is they look at the agenda, are there things that they want to move up, and then they
Yeah.
change the order of them. So those definitely need to be hit.
Okay.
So you could do it.
I like that idea.
Beginning of the meeting too.
Okay,
I will not be here in August.
okay. You're not gonna be here in August. You're not gonna be here in August.
Should be here.
Do we have a quorum then? What do we need? 4?
Or,
So we have to make sure JP is here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ben's not gonna be here, but we're considering his, new membership.
Right.
Next in August.
Yeah. It's not here.
oh, that's right, Ted's not here.
And PJ.
JP.
JP. Yeah. Could we ask Georgia just to ask them if they're gonna be here? Because if we don't have a quorum. Uh-oh, we may not, okay,
So I get something changed.
Major.
that's okay. Okay,
So Jay, you will not be here in August.
Oh, that's a possibility. I won't be.
Yeah, August 28th is our next meeting at 11.
yeah,
Maybe on a flight.
okay. So we know Cece, Ed, maybe Jay. So she would be so kind as, or I'll even write it up for her if she wants, but I know I can't call people, so
Right.
we need to rely on Georgia.
About the new, yellow stripes along the road leading into the town center, is that you guys?
Into the, yeah,
That was part of the speed bump.
yeah,
That's,
Oh, that was part of.
That's what you're talking about, right?
So leading up to this, I think.
yeah,
That
that just got
additional
disturbed.
thing.
And then it,
Yeah.
the new painting ends
Right,
where the public road ends,
that's right.
and then it's.
And people, you think people want to know that?
we already agreed, we were asked if we wanted to, publish something about that. By the gateway, and we just said, no, thank you. Well, it was getting good press and we didn't want, you know.
People don't read memos anyway. Why add one? I don't mean
Okay.
that, messy, but it's like, there's just so much going on around here that.
You need a motion on 8 golf.
What?
You need
Okay.
a motion on 8 golf.
What is?
G.
Golf is G in the
That's-
International Phonetic
You're using
Alphabet.
an acronym.
Phonetic alphabet.
Discussion of painting Pelican Preserve.
No.
Beach Flowways.
We're gonna put-
But I would like to get, do we still have time?
No, I'm sorry, I have a really hard
What
stop.
number was
I'm
that?
late, so I
I
apologize.
gotta get
That's fine.
CBS before.
We'll carry the next meeting. Just,
Okay.
I would like to get a motion for adjournment. if possible.
Yes, okay. Do I hear an emotion, motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, well, I don't know who's fast first, so.
I'll
Ed
second it.
First, Jay will be second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Okay, not too bad. We're adjourning at 1:02 according to the Boulder, Colorado clock.
One of the things, when we talk
yeah.
about the bridges next time,
Uh-huh.
I still don't understand why this committee would be responsible for painting those bridges. That to me,
Well, we talked about that last time, didn't
but
we?
we
Yeah.
didn't answer it.
Okay, well, we'll bring it up.
It's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
I gotta get.
Just kind of a different,
What do you call it?
it really should be, safety and security, one committee.